On this episode of West Chicago Model Railroad, let's take a look at the treasures that I found at the York 2021 train show. Keep watching. Hey folks, thanks for coming back to the channel. So recently, as in last Thursday, I took a trip to the York, Pennsylvania train show. There are two shows, one in the spring, one in the fall. The one in the fall tends to be a little bit larger and more populated. And this was my first time there, and I had a fantastic time. I found all kinds of cool items that I want to talk about, and I just wanted to thank all of the friends that I met there, fellow YouTubers. I had an absolute blast of a time, and I'm going to put their channel down in the show notes or the video description so you can see their channels as well and watch their adventures at the York Train Show. So first thing first, I do want to mention that I picked up something right before I left for York. In fact, it was an item that I was going to look for at the train show, but luck may have it, one of my good friends had one and decided to part with it, and I was able to pick it up. And that is the MTH Blue Goose, the Santa Fe Blue Goose. It is the PS3 model, and I absolutely just love it. This was basically the steam locomotive that I've always wanted. And I was able to pick it up. I had to use, obviously, some of my York funds. So I didn't really pick up too much else. Well, that's not true. I did pick up some cool things. But this is one of the items, like I said, that I was looking to find, and I was able to find it before. I could not pass it up. So I grabbed it. Now, I'm not going to go over it too much in this video. I'll probably show you a little bit of just kind of running here. I'm not going to do a review on it either, just because there's already a review out there on it. But I will do a quick summary and running session on this engine as well, probably before the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so the first item that I want to go over is this North Shoreline boxcar. I've never seen this before. This is a Weaver boxcar. It did not come in the box. It was loose, and apparently it was part of Bob Weaver's original collection. So I can't prove that. It was only by word of mouth of the seller. It would be very cool if it were true, but again, there's not really a way for me to prove that. Regardless, I love this thing. It is in the colors of the North Shoreline. Like I said, I've never seen this before, ever. North Shoreline products are really hard to come by in most cases, especially like an O-scale. So when I saw this thing, I just immediately grabbed it. And it is a really, really cool piece. Now it is missing a ladder over here, which I have no problem. I should be able to find that without any problems. I am going to replace the trucks. They're a bit on the rusty side, so I'm going to replace those, but nevertheless, fantastic piece. Alright, so the next item that I picked up is this Santa Fe caboose. Now, I didn't technically buy this at York. This is from my good friend Sid from Sid's Trains. His channel will be in the description as well. But this is something I was going to pick up from him, and he just ended up giving it to me, and I really do appreciate that, and I want to make that known right here because he's a fantastic guy, does tons of upgrades for people, and repairs as well. So I can't say enough good things about Sid. So thank you, Sid, for this. Obviously, he knows I'm a huge Santa Fe fan. Okay, so the next item I have is this Buy More Warbonds reefer, and this is from Atlas's Steam Era Classics, and I do have the box for this, but it is a slightly weathered reefer. So hopefully you can kind of see that. I'll try to like show that to the camera as best as I can. But this is really cool. Again, I'm a sucker for anything red, white, and blue. So when I saw this, I'm like, it was a good price, still in the box, and I immediately just grabbed it. And this is going to look fantastic. Even behind our good old friend Blue Goose here, it's going to look pretty cool. Alright, so next on the show and tell list is this. Of course, I couldn't leave York without a subway or a trolley or a streetcar, so it is another by Warbonds War and Community Fund trolley. Now, this is a PS2. It's red, white, and blue. And this has all of the Washington, D.C. stops on it. So it is very, very cool. Now, what I plan on doing is, this came out the same time that they had a Chicago trolley, which I cannot find anywhere. I've looked for this thing forever. So I'm probably going to load the Chicago stops onto this, because it's not, technically, there's nothing on it that designates a particular city. I can freely just put the Chicago stops on here and it'll be perfectly fine. So sorry, RJ, if you're watching. Yeah, this is really cool, and I got this at a steal of a price, and couldn't pass it up. All right, and last but not least, I couldn't leave without some kind of engine, right? And I was able to pick up a Atlas Santa Fe SW9 switcher, and this thing is fantastic. It is from 2008 or 2009, around that era. It does have TMCC. It does not have smoke, but it has all the other bells and whistles. It's very immaculately detailed, especially or I should say, when you purchase things from Atlas, their stuff is usually spot on, very detailed, and usually has road-specific detail on it. Now, you'll notice that there's no railings on it. When you purchase Atlas engines, like a little switcher like this, it does not come with railings. It comes separately in the box so they don't get bent. And then you just kind of like fit them in the little tiny holes when you take it out of the box. So I will do that. In fact, I will do a review on this little switcher as well, and kind of show you the box. The box is really cool. Like all Atlas small engines, it's kind of like a shoebox where the top comes off. Very well packed. I wish more manufacturers would actually deliver products like that, because I think it's a lot easier to get out, and it seems to be a lot easier to than sliding it out, opening the styrofoam up. But that's another video altogether. Okay, so that wraps up this episode of West Chicago Model Railroad. In summary, I had an absolute blast of a time at the York, PA train show. I will be attending for sure in 2022, the fall of 2022. I was able to spend time with friends. I was invited over to some houses, people who live nearby, and were able to run trains on their layout. I was able to test some of my own trains to make sure that they work. I was able to attend the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum, which was very, very cool, very impressive. I was able to ride behind a really cool steam engine at the Strasburg Railroad Museum over there. That was really, really cool. I have some photos and some videos of that. That'll probably be shown at a later time. But all in all, it was a very, very fantastic time in York, PA. And I wanted to thank all of my train friends out there who I met. I can't wait to see you guys next year. And, more importantly, wanted to thank all of my watchers who, if you're watching this video right now, thank you so much. I do appreciate your time, and I do appreciate you, leaving a comment or hitting that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, lets me know that you're watching my content. So with that said, everyone, have a wonderful night.